Today we're taking a look at these NBA matches, which are happening on Monday, May 8, 2023, and giving you our team and total picks for today. Welcome back to High Stakes. Before we dive into our video, don't forget to subscribe and to push the notification bell so you don't miss any of our videos. Also check out our Patreon if you want access to our premium picks. Our Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money, and if you are interested in props and parlay picks, check out our new channel High Stakes Props and Parlays, where you can find our player props and parlay picks predictions. You will find the link to our Patreon and to our new channel in the description and comments section below. New York Knicks vs Miami Heat. The New York Knicks lost Game 3 on the road by 19 points and did not hold a lead throughout the entire game. The Knicks got outscored in the paint 50-36 and also shot very poorly from 3, making just 8 of their 43-point attempts. This is clearly not a recipe for success as the Knicks mustered only 86 points after averaging 116.0 PPG in the regular season. Jalen Brunson is leading the Knicks in scoring this postseason, averaging 25.0 PPG. In Game 3 he had 20 points, 8 assists and 6 rebounds. His teammate Josh Hart has been solid against Miami. He had a double-double in Game 3 with 15 points and 12 rebounds. RJ Barrett scored 14, but his most surprising stat was his plus-minus value of -32, as no other New York starter was worse than -6. The Knicks got dominated when Barrett was on the floor. Julius Randle had a night to forget, only scoring 10 points on 4 for 15 shooting. Emmanuel Quickley was the top scorer off the bench, finishing with 12 points after hitting 4 threes. Quickley sprained his ankle in Game 3 and is questionable for Game 4. The Knicks rank 4th in offensive efficiency and 19th in defensive efficiency according to dunksandthrees.com. New York plays at the 26th fastest tempo in the league. The Knicks were 24-17 on the road in the regular season and have gone 1-2 in road games in the playoffs. This Heat team may rival the 1998-99 Knicks team as the best 8 seed ever in the playoffs. Miami is undefeated on their home floor this postseason and has covered every spread as well. Jimmy Butler proved his ankle is healthy after dropping 28 and not showing any signs of favoring it. Butler is one of the few players who consistently plays better in the playoffs than he does in the regular season, and when he is healthy the Knicks have no answer for him. The Heat are 7-1 Austrian shillings the spread in these playoffs. Bam Adebayo is an excellent defender who will continue to give Julius Randle fits. Randle only scored 10 in Game 3. Even without Harrow, the Heat still have plenty of outside shooters to space the floor and knock down triples. This Heat team is rolling right now and will not take their foot off the gas in Game 4. Take Miami to win and cover. Jimmy Butler sat out Game 2 to heal a sprained ankle, then returned in Game 3 to lead the Heat to victory. Butler was the top scorer in the game with 28 points and made 10 of his 11 free throw attempts. Butler leads the Heat in playoff scoring and is second in the league with 35.5 PPG, trailing only Phoenix's Devin Booker and his 36.9 PPG. The Heat did not shoot the ball well in the game, only connecting on 39% of their shots in the game. Kyle Lowry spoke about finding different ways to win in the playoffs, saying, "In the playoffs, like I've said many a time and for many years now, every game is seriously different. And this is one of those games where we held them down." Butler's ankle did not appear to bother him, evidenced by the reverse dunk shown in the tweet above. The next highest scorer in Game 3 for Miami was Max Strus with 19 points. Strus is an outside shooter, he knocked down 3 triples in the game and is shooting 41.4% on his threes this postseason. Bam Adebayo had the best game of any of the post players, scoring 17 points and grabbing 12 rebounds. Starters Gabe Vincent and Kevin Love both had very quiet nights, scoring only 5 and 4 points respectively. The top scorer off the bench was Kyle Lowry with 14 points in his 25 minutes of action. The Heat do not have any new injuries to deal with. Tyler Harrow and Victor Oladipo are both up for the playoffs with injuries, and Udonis Haslem was unavailable for Game 3 with an illness, but Haslem is not typically in the playoff rotation. The Heat rank 25th in offensive efficiency and 8th in defensive efficiency. Miami is one of the slowest teams in the league in terms of pace of play, ranking 29th in tempo. Miami was 27-14 on their home floor this season and 3-0 at home in the playoffs. Miami has gone over the total in 6 of their 8 playoff games so far this postseason. The Heat have not scored under 105 in any of those games. The Knicks are unlikely to score only 86 points again, which is 30 points less than their regular season average. The Knicks are also on their home floor where role players typically play better than on the road. The Knicks have the 4th most efficient offense in the league, and even if they lose they will score enough to push this over the number. Neither team plays at a fast tempo, but that is cooked into the low total of 206. Expect this game to go over the total, just as 75% of the Heat's playoff games have gone. Take the over.
Golden State Warriors vs Los Angeles Lakers. Golden State reverted back to the team we saw lose so many road games this year for the majority of Game 3, as it was just a rough game all around after the opening 12 minutes. Shots weren't falling for any Warriors player. Yes, the team was 40% from the floor and 30% from 3, but Golden State's biggest problem on the road during the regular season was their awful defensive play, and that's what really hurt the Warriors in Game 3. Golden State allowed LA to shoot 52% from the floor and 48% from 3, and the idea of trying to play defense without fouling was thrown out the window early, with the Lakers finishing with 37 free throw attempts. Those were the box scores bettors were accustomed to seeing after Warriors road games this year, and there is never a good time for those types of results to pop up in the playoffs. Yet, the playoffs are like match play in golf, where it really doesn't matter how badly you lose one game hole, a loss is a loss regardless. We just saw the Lakers bounce back from a similar size defeat to play one of their best games of the playoffs. There is no reason to think the Warriors can do the same. Anthony Davis was once again the key to success in these playoffs for the Lakers, as his Game 3 performance was spectacular on both ends. David poured in 25 points and grabbed 13 boards, but it was his play defensively that really gave the Warriors offense fits and helped cause and prolong those Golden State shooting woes in Game 3. The production for Davis was highly efficient as well, going 7 for 10 from the floor and 11 for 12 from the free throw line. LA owns a -0.1 average margin of victory in those post-win games, and were 1-2 SU in Austrian shillings after victories in the Memphis series. Both of those post-win SU losses against Memphis did come on the road, which isn't something LA has to deal with here, but they were also by 10 and 17 points respectively. I'm expecting much better shooting from the Warriors, pretty much across the board in Game 4, and should their sharpshooters Thompson and Curry bounce back in a big was from their combined 14 for 35 shooting night in Game 3, Golden State could easily hang another post-win double-digit loss to this Lakers team. The drought in the second quarter was more good shots being missed than a lot of what LA was showing defensively, and it just so happened that all the misses piled up on one another like that at the same time. Once that snowball of Lakers momentum grabbed too much weight, there was just no way for the Warriors to slow it down, without some sort of scoring barrage that just never came in Game 3. Don't think that's going to be the case in Game 4 with the Warriors looking to avoid the 3-1 deficit, as they also figure out some ways to ensure the Lakers don't go off from distance again like in Game 3, nor shoot 52% from the field. At least if you're grabbing the points with Golden State in Game 4 like I am. Those average margin of victory numbers post-results suggests you may not even need the points with Golden State here, as they had bad to San Francisco tied at 2 games apiece. Our team pick is Golden State plus 3.5 points. The Warriors have averaged just 104.5 points in the 2 Lakers wins in this series so far, and in going 3-1 SU in the regular season series, LA also held Golden State to 105, 111, and 103 in the 3 Lakers victories. Simply put, the Lakers are 4-0 SU against Golden State this year when holding them to 112 points or less. Considering they've also held the Warriors to 20 points or less in a quarter on 3 different occasions already in this series, and 5 times in the last 4 meetings overall, this Lakers defense has found something that works against the Warriors. Game 3 had to reinforce the idea that the Warriors can't expect to live off their shooting alone, because when things aren't clicking offensively, you can't always shoot your way out of it. Stealing back home court and taking Game 4 is going to depend on the Warriors making some key stops at some point. I believe they do enough of that to at least ensure this total stays low. Our total pick is under 227.5 points.